You have to get it when he gives it to you.
Yes.
As my wife tells me all the time, sleep when you die. Oh man. Sleep when you die. She said, you want me to get some stuff done. So I said, well, I want to sleep and I wasn't feeling good. She said, well, no. Sleep when you die. She just give me my words back to me, because I did that to her all the time. Sleep when you die. So when y'all gave me the word, I just had to say, well, I'm going to sleep whenever I get a chance. But I'm grateful because he knows that I'm going to stay in this council. And I dare not move until he says something. And if he don't give me nothing to say, I don't have nothing to say.
I know that's right.
So I give y'all praise. I'm grateful to him that he's faithful and that he's put something in my heart to share with you today. Let's bow our heads and pray. Father, we want to thank you. We come before you in humility, Father. We thank you. We know that we don't deserve anything and no glory belongs to us at all. We don't even have breath without you. So Father, as your assembly, as your people, we want to come before you and ask you to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. As we come before you this day, Father, I pray that you would sanctify, set this assembly apart for your purpose and for your glory. Breathe upon us, Father, your word. We will be cleansed by the word that you speak to us this day. Cleanse us, Father, from anything that is not like you. And by the faith that we have in Yeshua the Messiah, fill us with your Holy Spirit. Strengthen us and give us a double portion of faith that we're going to need for the fight in front of us. Is our prayer in Yeshua's name. And Yahweh's people say hallelujah. 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 So be it. Praise his name. Spiritual warfare in plain sight. They say, Pastor, you don't never give a title to the sermon. I know I didn't get a title when you gave it to me. I got to try to figure one out when I get there, you know. But spiritual warfare in plain sight. Things are going on in front of us right now that we don't recognize as spiritual warfare. We think it's cultural, but it's not. And a lot of times we don't understand how the enemy plays, how he fights. The way that he fights is that he doesn't show you his hand immediately. He does things and move pieces around the chessboard 15, 20, 30 years ahead of time. 15, 20, 30 years ahead of time. And so today we see something that has been planted in our culture, in our society. And it looks one way but on the outside, but actually it is a spiritual attack. And we're going to dissect it today. Praise his name. They call it the feminist movement, the Me Too movement, the cancel movement, the rise of the female. And what we have seen over the course of the past few years is the rise of the feminine and the diminishing of the male.
Hallelujah.
The rise of the feminine, and there has been almost like a war. And so as the women get stronger and stronger, the men, the role of the man, the importance of the man. Well, let me make it more clear. The role of the black man. The importance of the black man. And the image of the black man has been diminished, destroyed, and erased from American culture. Say it again. The role, the importance, and the image of the man is being diminished, destroyed, and erased from culture. The commercials, the main tool of programming that the culture uses, commercials, for the whitening of America. What do I mean by whitening? Well, what you're going to see is black women are seen more with white counterparts, Asian counterparts, other female counterparts, just not a black counterpart, male counterpart. We see that there is a mixing and merging of culture, and they're getting lighter and lighter, and they're mixing more and more. But what you won't see is a black man and a black woman very much.
All right.
You see a black man and a white woman once in a while. But you're also going to see a black woman, a white man. You look at Hollywood, the black women that are prominent are usually married to white men. And the reason why I'm saying it that way is because before we can actually establish our own culture, we've been assimilated, or at least our women have been assimilated into another culture. And so, what we're seeing then is the diminishing of the role of the man, of the role of especially the black man in society, and this is intentional. And if you think it's just the way things are now, you're not seeing things as the way the Spirit sees it. I'm going to show you why. You see, there's a term that they use in warfare. It says, kill the head and the body will die.
Yes.
You kill the head and the body will die. Even animals in the wild, they haven't read one book. When they want to go kill something, they go for the head. Instinctively, they go after the head, because once the head is corrupted and the head is destroyed, the body, the rest of it, will be destroyed. When a lion goes into a lion pride, what does he do? He kills all the male lions of the male that was there before. Because I'm not going to allow those other males to grow up. I'm going to destroy them so that my seed can go forth. So you will see a little baby cub and the mother trying to hide the baby cub, because the new lion that destroyed the father comes in and he's going to kill all the cubs that are not his.
That's right.
They call it survival of the fittest. So you will not allow the seed of the old generation to go forth. And so you see them cutting them off. And what we see in culture today is the same thing. They're cutting off the seed of the black male. So, why is that? Well, when they economically remove the black man from the home with the use of what they call the welfare state, or what they do with the blackballing of men out of gainful employment or access to income, access to money, access to opportunity, the young boys were left to be raised alone by hurt, angry, and lonely women.
Right. Yeah.
And the result was, many times, not all the time, but many times, was boys growing up hating their mothers.
Yes.
They see the mother put them down for the boyfriend. You see the mother leave them alone, or if the mother happens to get caught up in something else, he's home alone and he's seeing himself being displaced by somebody else. And so there's an anger that grows toward the mother. So the little boys grow up not loving women.
That's right.
Angry at women.
That's right.
So how do we know this? Well, we notice it when we see the shift in music. There was a time when music was my girl. But now it's B better have my money. There was a time when we would dance and we would hold our girl. We dance and a little hand would hold them, and we stayed in contact. No more.
That's right.
No more, because now the music has changed and now the music is angry. Now the music is no longer about me and my girl. It's no longer that I'll do anything for you, I love you, or all the stuff that came from the R&B. So the R&B is kind of been displaced by the hip-hop, because that's the generation that came up.
That's right.
Angry.
Yeah.
So now you find a lot of the lyrics and the image and the music that comes, and the images that they portray when they be misogynistic toward women, because women are now objects. We don't love our women anymore, because the culture has been given to us, because the man has been gone out of the house, and we have not seen, we don't even know what it looks like to see how does a man love a woman. I've never seen it done. All mom did was fuss, all you did was run.
Right.
So all we see then is what? We see the image of what is left over by the remnants or the fragments left from a father being gone. So therefore the family, the body, begins to die. And when the body dies, the culture dies. So we don't like them anymore. And what happens is we become divided even within our own culture. The black men that remain, so you have the music, but you also have what they would put forth as, they would put up the pimps, they put up the gangsters, they put up the rappers, they put this in your face and say, this is what you're supposed to look like. And those that would sing music that would love a woman, they say, you're not going to get a record deal. We don't want to hear that. That's what people are buying right now. Or that's what they're selling now. So they're going to promote that music that demonizes women, that uses women. So therefore there's a hatred. So now those, if you want to make any money, you got to sing this kind of music. You got to look this kind of way. And this is what our culture mainly looks like. This is what our culture mainly dresses like. These are the words and terms that our culture uses. So why is that? How is that a spiritual warfare? So we see the anger within our own culture. We see that men have been kind of, black men have been moved out of the way. The culture has been being whitening and merging, and they call this liberalism. And if you try to fight for the establishment of your culture, you're racial. They've got a title they're going to put to everybody. And when the title comes on you, then the cancel movement comes. What is the cancel movement? The cancel movement is one that says if you say what we don't want to hear, we are going to all get together and boycott anybody that's supporting you. So they keep their mouth shut to make their money.
All right.
They don't speak a message, because if I speak this message and they don't like it, this particular group of people don't like it, they're going to cancel me. And now I can't make any money. And the black men that do remain have become feminized.
Uh-oh.
So now you find the culture in such a way that now even the rappers, the so-called hard ones, right, the masculine ones, are now homosexual.
That's true.
And now the culture is that we are setting the culture, and we are the bisexual ones. We are the ones that are the homosexual. Back in the 60s, we would say something wrong with y'all. Men, we would glory in our masculinity. We took pride in taking care of our wives and our families. But now it's not that way. The picture that they're showing you is an effeminate man, and if you don't like the feminine man, we don't cancel you.
Teach it here.
That's right.
We're gonna cancel you. You better keep your mouth shut. Because anything that you say, anybody that supports you, we're going to call you a racist, we're going to call you a bigot, and we got to put a label on you quickly so we can dismiss anything that you have to say. You can always tell when you're winning an argument. You know why? They'll begin calling you names.
That's right.
That's the telltale sign. They will give you a label. As soon as their argument can no longer stand up, now they got to put a name or label. That's when they start losing the argument. So what they do, they can't make the argument with us. So therefore, they got to put a label on you quickly to dismiss you or anything that you have to say. We'll get there. Hollywood does not have much use for masculine straight men unless they are, of course, the proponents of the gay and the effeminate. So you have those who might be straight, but I support the movement. I support. So what do you have? You have basketball stars coming out now saying, my son, who's 12 years old, is gay.
Yes.
He's 12 now. 12. He ain't even a man yet. 12. Haven't even hit puberty yet. But he's gay. And before you would stand before your son, if you want your son to be like you, made after your image, made after your likeness,
Come on now. Yes.
you would say, oh, it's okay. Because your mother, being Mary Jane, right? Your mother, she has told me that we have to be more open-minded. So now, instead of this comment, for example, just to let you know that it's aimed at us. If this man's son says, Daddy, I think I'm a girl, why would this father then take his son and blow that out to the world?
Right.
Why would that not be a family conversation?
Right.
Why would that not be a personal conversation?
Right.
Why would that be held within our home as we were, before he even get it out of his mouth, he's on TV. Oh, my son is gay, and I support my son. And this man said this. This man said, listen, I support my son. He's 12 years old. He's gay. He said, and those that don't like it, they're ignorant because this is the new normal. This is what he said. He said, this is the new normal. And when you see this, he says, so then all the other guys around say, oh yeah, bro, that's right. All these straight men, yeah, you're right. This is the new normal. Why? Because, see, they call it butt breaking. What is buck breaking? You ever heard of buck breaking? I know y'all heard of it. It's slavery, right? Yeah, that's right, buck breaking. See, they get the strongest one.
That's right. Break it.
Get the strongest male.
Break him.
The big buck. And they take him and they break him.
Rest on all mine.
They break him in front of everybody else. So you can see the strongest one of you, I'm going to break him till there's nothing left of him. And all the rest of y'all get in line. Because you ain't as strong as him, and we broke him. And they use him to inform the rest of you, get in line. So what they do with the so-called basketball stars and these celebrities, they're the big bucks. They're the ones making the money. They're the ones in Hollywood. They're the ones that got to come out now, and they're the big buck, and they're being broken right in front of your eyes. So if he is a celebrity and his son, and I seen Will Smith kissing his own son in his mouth. Why are you kissing your son in the mouth a few years ago? You getting him used to being kissed by a man in the mouth? And the son was pulling back like, and he was like almost forcing his own son. Kissing. Y'all ever see that? And he's trying to kiss it, and he's forcing his son. He said, I kissed my son in the mouth. Why are you kissing your son in the mouth? What's wrong with the forehead? What's wrong with the cheek? What's wrong with the top of your son's head? You can still kiss him and love him. Why you gotta kiss your son in his mouth?
All right.
You understand? Because you breaking him in. And now if you look at his son's sexuality is confused. Look at him now. His whole family is confused. And so you have the woman, now this basketball player, his wife, was being Mary Jane, and what she had done for years is she had a TV show where she was sexually promiscuous. And in that show, she was showing how it's right for the gay to come out and stand for your rights being gay. See, this is an organized agenda.
Yes.
That those in Hollywood, through the programming of the media, are putting out to the masses. This is the new normal. And if you don't get along with it, something's wrong with you.
That's what they say.
I said a spiritual attack in plain sight, spiritual warfare. But we think it's a cultural thing, and it's not just about culture. It's a spiritual attack. So what they're doing is saying, we're going to control the narrative. We're going to control what you see. And what you see becomes normalized. You become desensitized to the abomination that you see. That's right. And when you become desensitized to the abomination, you say, well, they were born that way. Well, that might be true, but that's the bad news. Why is that if you're born that way? He was born with a genetic predisposition. Genetic abnormality. So if his genes are in him in such a way that his anatomy is in disagreement with his mind, that's called mental illness.
Yes.
When your anatomy is not agreeing with your mentality, that is not right. That is a mental illness. It's an abnormality. You can't make that which is abnormal normal. So I'm going to tell you what the word says about it in just a moment. So they make it their business to publicize, listen, and they get younger and younger and younger. Why? Because they want to affect the younger and younger ones. They want to expose them.
Right.
So now even in the curriculum in the schools, they're teaching about the blended family.
Yes.
Johnny got 2 mamas and 2 daddies. And if you get and they're saying that if you tell your child that this is wrong, something's wrong with you. So they're beginning to force and change the laws. He shall think to change, listen, the beast shall think to change times and laws. And what is the law about the Shabbat? We see some other laws changing. And so what's happening now is we're seeing that the corruption of the image of Yahweh. Oh yeah. The Bible says in Judges 1:26, let's go there for a second, please. Judges 1:26. Judges 1 verse 26. Judges 1 verse 26. You have it? And Yah said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness, and let them what? Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Yah created man in his image. In the image of Yah created he him. Male and female created he them. Male and female created he what? Yeah. Genesis chapter 5, let's turn. Genesis 5, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that Yah created man, in the likeness of Yah made he him. Verse 2, male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam. Now listen, in the day when they were created, and Adam lived 130 years and begat, listen now, listen. Adam lived 130 years and begat a son, listen, in his own likeness,